Well, what do we have here? Another episode of the Bionicle Inspiration Series, the show where we highlight incredible Bionicle creations from across the community, all to inspire you and give you ideas. This episode is all about custom Bionicle masks, whether they're painted, 3D printed, resin cast, or anything else. We're going to be looking at creations that use non-official Bionicle masks to bring their characters to life. Let's check them out. This first mock is by Mr. Django Mocks, and it's called the Doomslayer. Hey, it's a Bionicle version of everyone's favourite Doom guy from the video game Doom. And check out this awesome mask. It bears a very strong resemblance to a prototype mask that came on the set Liwa Fantoka. If we move over to this image here, we can see that it's this one. Well, there is a slight difference, but it's close enough. So first off, it's delightful to see a prototype mask come to life and be given a body. But I think it's a huge surprise to see that it perfectly fits this character. What a cool coincidence. Now, I think a mock that's recreating something as iconic as this character demands a custom mask. If you want things to look super accurate, if you want a mask to exist in olive green, which of course there aren't really any olive green Bionicle masks out there. If you want all of that, well, you kind of have to go down a custom avenue. And the results look exceptional, so heck yeah. And actually, there's a lot of recolored pieces in this digital creation. Every olive green piece that we see, and a lot of the brown elements too, they don't actually exist in that color. But that's the beauty of building a digital mock. You can make the impossible possible. And you could easily 3D print that mask and have a real copy. Then if you were to do that, I'm sure you're going to want to paint it olive green. So while you're painting that mask, just go ahead and paint a few other pieces olive green. It'll be a very heavily customized mock. But if it looks this good, who cares? This pop-up blade is a fun little play feature, and looking at how it's made, I imagine that would actually be doable in real life. Maybe you could add an actual play feature to some of your Bionicle's weapons. Even something as simple as this where it just flips in and flips out is so sick. And then adding in a little stud shooter up here for a little shoulder turret? Sensational. I love this mock. Beanman8947 is up next, and they have a mock called Toa of Time. So this mask actually exists. It appears in gold and in orange, and it originally came in an old barrel of parts. It was a strange set, but a really cool set. However, these two colors are the only colors that it appears in. It doesn't come in this strange kind of rose gold color. But I don't know, man, painting this mask and a few other armor pieces to be this rose pink, that looks so good. And it's not a bad paint job too. This looks real enough. Nothing wrong with a fun little paint job to brighten up a mock and give it a new and exciting color scheme. I also love how this Mask of Time looks in front of Berix's mask. Of course, this is what it looked like on the original set for Berix, and it had that nice kind of gap in the center where the face was left exposed. So I guess that's enough room to place this mask in front of it, and I'm sure you could have it all connect legally using official pieces and proper connections. Maybe you could do the same, and that one doesn't require any customization whatsoever. Oh yeah, and then some of these olive green plants and flowers and vines growing out of this character, that's a sick idea. It looks so pretty. And I guess it seems appropriate for a Toa of Time. They've been around so long that plants are growing on them. That's cool. The next creation was built by Oblivimox, and it's called Ezekiel Coight. Look at this mask. Cool goggles, and a mouth that looks like a giant gear. We also have a few other notches and rings in other locations. It looks like the mask of a steampunk character, or I don't know, some kind of tinkerer or machine dude. I love it. And the mask pairs quite nicely with this body design. Cool robot arms stemming out of the back, and a lovely looking trench coat. Check out the little collar here using some of these wedge plates. And then the long flowing effect using flex tube and Exoforce robot arms in brown. This is exceptional work. There's such a distinct and cool vibe to this character, and I think any other traditional Bionicle mask just wouldn't have worked with this body design. You needed this custom mask for this character. This is truly the perfect time to be using non-official masks. And remember, there's all sorts of different places you can buy masks like this, whether it's Shapeways or you 3D print some of your own ones. There's a lot of files out there. There's places like Socket Ball, or Mold Up Masks, or Zyantro Customs. They all make custom masks and you can buy from them directly. Check them out on Instagram, check them out just by Googling them. They make really cool stuff. Vrath Bionicle is the next builder today, and they have a mock that's called Taggy Toa of Sonics. Dude, making a bunch of armor and a mask that's kind of like this translucent color, and then slapping some lights behind it? Oh, it's so pretty. Now, I know this character is a Toa of Sonic's, but this really gives off kind of like magical glowing ice vibes that you might find in some sort of glacier or something. But it also could just be them powering up their Sonic powers. You know, I suppose you could actually make something like this with existing transparent parts and some like third-party lighting as well. But at least going for a custom approach allows for the mask and the armor to be this interesting translucent bluish clear color. It's a color that certainly doesn't exist with official pieces, but does look very pretty. Combining lighting and custom pieces, that's a win-win situation. Old mate Toa Garrett has a mock called Turac the Corrupted Toa. So this is a custom mask that Garrett bought last year at Brick Fair, Virginia. And man, the Evoke has never looked better. Different shades of green like that, it's stunning. And I like that it pairs quite nicely with Gresh's blade too. They're basically the same color at that point. But yeah, Brick Fair is another great place to buy some custom masks. If you're considering going, I absolutely reckon you should. There's plenty of different stores and people who are selling masks there, whether they're real ones or custom ones. Definitely check it out. You'll get cool stuff like Garrett got. Otherwise, all of these lime krana hanging from this mock on chains, that's such a cool choice. Having your collection of trophies just hanging from your body, that's so sick. Imagine if people did that with real Bionicle masks. They just hung their rare Bionicle masks on chains and walked around conventions with them. What a flex. But yeah, I love this mock. Great work, Garrett. And finally, Big Munganander has a mock called Senus the Reviled. Look at this super wacky mask. Strange balls all over the place. And then there's also strange balls all over the body. Now, this is a digital mock that appears to have had a lot of alterations. But I like that. I think this is a great reminder that if you're going to use a custom mask and other non-official pieces, you might as well double down and do all kinds of weird things, like putting balls all over the body. It's weird, but it does look pretty cool. The stranger the better. And speaking of strange, this wacky weapon, I think it's awesome. Using this giant wheel piece for, I don't know, a blade or just a big thing that you whack people with. I don't know what it specifically is, but it looks cool. Maybe it's some kind of like magical staff or something. But thankfully this isn't a custom piece, this is a real wheel. It came on this Bionicle set, the Thornatus V9. So if you want to make something similar, you very much could. Yeah, how wonderfully original this is. I love it. And that is it for today's episode of the Bionicle Inspiration series. Hopefully by looking at a few mocks that use custom masks, you got a few ideas. Do you have a custom mask in your collection, or are you thinking about buying some or 3D printing some? Let me know. I'd love to hear what you're planning on building in the comments below. Now, if you enjoyed the mocks that you saw in today's episode, be sure to check the links in the description below. There'll be more of their social media right there. There's also some of my social media right there too, so if you want to check out some of the stuff that I've got going on, that's the place to do so. And finally, if you'd like to see your own mocks featured on the Bionicle Inspiration series, you can submit them to the submission email that's on your screen right now. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, happy building, and bye for now.